here we are back to our project. To begin from here, open the scene file called scene2.hip from the projects folder. Let me hit render to show you where we left off last time. So here's where we left off last time. We assigned the translucent materials to our cylindrical and square light. Let me close that, and let me begin by creating a camera for my mantra node. So I'll just use this shelf button here, and then I will enter the values for the translate and the rotate of my camera manually, so I make it match with the camera I used for the render. Let me just enter the values here. I'll make it quick. Then 33.7, 38.6, and minus 1.5. So those are the values I want. I will just lock them so I don't move the camera accidentally. And then I will go to its View tab, and here I will give it a focal length of 250. I will also lock this parameter. Then for the resolution, I will give it a horizontal resolution of 1280, and for the vertical resolution, I will just input an expression here. So when I want to test render a smaller resolution, I will only have to change one of the two values. Let me here enter the expression 0.666 multiplied by CH, and I will take the res x parameter, and here I have the value I want, which is 852 for the 1280 horizontal resolution. Let me make the resolution a little bit smaller. I will make it 640 for the horizontal part. This way I will get faster renders for my test renders. Let me do a test render now with my Mantra 1 and my new camera. And here you see the result, a little bit bigger, a little bit clearer this time. You have the cylindrical light having the translucent material, and the square light having the translucent material, and everything around them is black because we do not have any direct or indirect light on them. So let me now use my cylindrical and square lights to light up my scene using the VEX Global Illumination Light Shader. Simple. Just create a light template. I'll get back to my network editor, tab, and I'll create a light template. Then I will go back to my shop context, and here I'll create a VEX Global Illumination. Here I will turn the irradiance style from ambient occlusion to full irradiance. I will reduce the sampling from 256 to 32, and then I will turn on adaptive sampling, so I will have faster renders. And one more thing I want to do here, the background is white, so to cancel its effect, I will make it black. So let me just take it down. In fact, I do not want it to be pitch black, because I do not want to lose all the light information in the dark areas, so I will just give it a little bit of a gray. I'll just make it like 0.007, for example. One more thing I want to do to speed up my render a little bit at the moment, let me show you that. I'll go to my out context, and here for my Mantra node, I will go to its Properties tab, then under the Rendering tab, there is this tile size parameter here. This defines tile size of buckets used to render the image. Each bucket is rendered independently of its surroundings, so a bigger tile size will use more memory, but the overall image will render faster. On the other side, a very big tile size can cause Mantra to crash because of insufficient memory. At the end, it's a compromise between render speed and how much memory you can let it take. So let me make it 64 for the moment. And then one last thing to do is to go to my Object context, and under the Render tab of my light template, I'll go to Shaders, and I will attach my VEX Global Illumination light I had just created. Now I'll hit Render to show you the result. It will take a little bit of time, so I'll be back when it's done. Okay, here's our render result. You can begin to see some indirect illumination going on in my scene. You can see it on my table, on my tray, on my teapot, etc. It's not that much for the moment, so let me pump it up a little bit. I'll just go to my VEX Global Illumination Light Shader, and here I will just tweak the global tint parameter. In fact, in my final render, I tinted the indirect illumination light, so let me just tint it since I'm here. I'll give it 1.5 for the red component, then I will give it 0.85 for the green component and 0.5 for the blue component. Here, if I hit render again, I will also stop the video because it will take some time, and I will be back when the render is done. Great, so now we got a little bit better result, and my objects are lit by the indirect light coming mainly from my cylindrical and square lights. And because we don't have any direct lighting on all the objects in my scene, except for the cylindrical and square lights, it's a good idea to begin doing some light linking, or unlinking to be precise, for optimization purposes. Let me do that next.